It's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today for another of my Valentine's Week projects. Excuse me. I'm filming this during the beginnings of Storm Brendan, so if there are odd noises off, I apologise. But it is, yeah, there's interesting weather here today. Anyway, Parisian Beauty and the matching dies, which are not in there. There was me thinking they were in there. Here they are. And the matching dies, remember you can buy these together and bundle price them and you save 10%, which is always good to know. So I'm using this stamp set and the Happy Birthday to You stamp set, and I will explain why I'm using Happy Birthday to You in a moment, but I am. And this is the card that I have made. So I'm using the beautiful, now what do we call it, Parisian Blossoms Specialty Designer Series paper. And can you see that there is foiling on the flowers? So as well as using champagne foil for my Eiffel Tower, there's also champagne foiling. So really pretty. So I have used as well the heirloom frames, which come as a bundle with two frames, so an oval and a rectangle, and matching embossing folders, and they're 3D embossing folders, and I'll show you how I've done this embossing with the colour in a moment. And then on the inside I've got You're the Joy of My Life, and then just the little stamp, and I thought that was a rather nice Valentine's-y sort of themed project. So let me make another one, just at the moment where I remember that I haven't got a long thin card blank, but fortunately I have a short fat one, so I can use that instead rather than having to cut another one. So there we go. So I'm using Petal Pink and Pool Party, and the Pool Party is just for the mat. So that's a standard, one of my standard size mats. That doesn't look like one of my standard size mats. That looks like a smaller than my standard size mat. That looks like a standard size mat. Right, so standard size mat, and I'm using one piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm making the most of both sides. And I've cut an oval into the paper using one of the lead oval dies, just so that it's a little bit bigger than the frame. So this is the frame, and that's the oval that I've used. You could use a much bigger one. I've used the second from largest. You could use the largest quite happily, but I just wanted it slightly bigger than the frame hole, so there was a little bit of wiggle room. So I have already cut that. But what I haven't done is, and I have cut my frame, what I have yet to do is the embossing on this and finish off the Eiffel Tower. So let's start popping things together, and then as we go along we can do extra bits. So I hope you're enjoying this. This is my third project, and I did sort of do a project-ish yesterday on Top Tip Tuesday. I always do a top tip on a Tuesday, and this week is no exception. And I'm in the middle of a mini series on embellishing your envelopes. So yesterday's Top Tip Tuesday was embellishing an envelope for a Valentine's card. So I still managed to keep the theme going. So there's our Designer Series paper there. Let me just add some snail to the middle of my hool and turn my paper over, and then I can just slip that back in. So that's ready to go, and we can put it on the card in a moment. But next thing that I want to do, let's move that out of the way and move those out of the way, is to finish off my frame. So I've got my embossing folder, and I've got the Pool Party marker, and I'm just going to rub that with the side gently over the frame, and this is the bit that will be the outside of the frame, so the top of the frame, rather than the bit that's underneath. And just want to cover all of the areas, and I say just be very gentle because you don't want to damage the nib of your Stampin' Right marker. So let's just finish this off. That's pretty good. Then I want to grab some washi tape and pop this, whoops, into my embossing folder. Grab a couple of small bits of washi tape and just stick that down so that it doesn't move between now and when it goes through the big shot. And here we go. And because this is a 3D embossing folder, I've got the blue plate and just the standard platform. All die cutting machines and embossing machines are different, so just check. If you don't have a big shot, check your particular manufacturer's sandwich. And we'll get rid of those bits. And fingers crossed, let's take off the washi tape. And because I've stuck it on the inside, it doesn't matter if it rips a little. And there we go. One embossed and debossed frame. Pretty! So, all I need to do now is attach this to my card. So let me grab some liquid adhesive, which I find is easier to do, because what I want is to just hug round the outside of the frame. You don't want a huge amount of glue, but some is good. And then pop that onto your card, and it just fits if you're in the UK, or not in North America, I think is what I'm trying to say. Just fits on the front of one of our standard card bases. In North America, you're going to have an easy job of it because yours are slightly wider. I will have the measurements for both over on my website, which is linked below. Now, for the Eiffel Tower, I've taken some of the petal pink ribbon and just started to feed this through. It takes a little while, which is why I decided I would do some of it before I started. What I should say is before I started filming. And just feed that through. And then I don't need to go in and out of all of these holes. I did on the first one because I didn't know better. But you don't actually need to, because the bow covers up quite a lot of this particular layer. So just, you can see why I did this, some of this off camera, because it does take a little while. The foil is remarkably strong, so I did two. Don't worry too much that you're going to damage it. Just, I mean, be respectful of it, but don't go, you know, as I say, you don't need to worry too much. And then I'm just going to tie this into a bow. Don't pull these ends too tight or the whole thing will come out. So, come on. This is because I'm on camera. Normally I don't have a problem with a bow, but, you know, put the camera on and suddenly I have a problem with the bow, particularly as my camera has now decided that it has nearly run out of battery. You'd think I'd have learnt by now. Fingers crossed there's going to be long enough. Adjust my bow, which is not the most beautiful bow that I've ever made, but it's a bow. grab a pair of snips and just snip the ends so that they are a nice length and a nice angle. Right, mini glue dots, take your pick, and pop one there. Now ideally catch the ribbon and a bit of the Eiffel Tower, just so that you are keeping everything together, preferably not sticking your finger to the whole thing in the process. And one right up at the top. One there. And one, come on, there. And then fold one in half and pop that there. This then all sits nicely on the front of your card, like that. Then grab yourself some of the champagne rhinestones, which are gorgeous. Pop one right at the top, a large one I popped down at the side, and then a medium one, just pop that one there. Actually, do I want it there? Don't know if I do. I think I might want it over here. There we go. Yes, then they're sort of in a line, unlike the previous one. Right, okay, very quickly, assuming that my film doesn't run out, battery doesn't run out, I had some ink pads, here we go. So, Pool Party, don't need those, and the little Eiffel Tower stamp, bottom right hand corner. Then, because I'm going to actually send this to a friend of mine as a birthday card, that's why I've got the Happy Birthday stamp set from Celebration. So that can close up, and it shows that you can use the same card for a different occasion, just simply by changing the sentiment. Then some adhesive on the back of this. Oh, I think we're going to be all right. And then I'll stick my liner in and we'll be done. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Do remember that during Celebration you get a free product from the Celebration catalogue for every £45 you spend in my online store. If you choose to spend £90 or more, you can choose a level 1 or a level 2. Sorry, 2 level 1 or 1 level 2 items. But it's £45 for a level 1 item, and as I say, multiples thereof. So there we go, that's the one that we've made together. This is the one that I made before, and I hope you like it. Thank you very much indeed. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe and would like to, there's a button in the bottom right hand corner. If you're in the UK, as I say, you can shop with me from the link below. There's also close-up photographs over on my website, which is also linked below, and it takes you straight to the post for this video. And there'll also be close-up photos, list of the products used. And do remember, during Celebration is the best time to join my team, whether you're in the UK, France, the Netherlands, Austria or Germany. Thank you very much indeed for watching me again today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye!